Hi, I'm Christine. Today we are looking at how to wear and combine color for people who belong to the groups of natural coloring known as summer. In the last video, we looked at how to wear and combine colors for winter colored people. We had Timothée Chalamet as our model. And in the introduction for that video, I talked about what it means to organize natural coloring, the colors in your skin, hair, and eyes, into groups, and then give them the names of seasons. And what would you get from this information? Well, what you get is a map, a palette, a group of colors, like 60 more colors, that all go together perfectly and that represent the colors in you. And you can take this shopping. You can hold it in your hand and you can compare it to things. And you can buy better clothes, makeup, and hair colors than you may have ever bought before. And these are going to be your best choices for the rest of your life. There are 3 summers, just like there were 3 winters. And what we talk about in this video will apply to all of them because they share more than they differ. I have a book that I will link in the description box, of course. And it has detailed information about clothing, makeup, and hair color and how to combine it. And you can also get ebooks for each of the 12 groups of natural coloring. And in this video, we are going to talk about clothing and cosmetics and hair color because all 3 may contribute to a woman's appearance and other people see them all at the same time when they look at us. So the colors all have to work with us, but they also have to look great with one another. We couldn't be off to a more beautiful start. This is French actor Marion Cotillard. Light overall effect, and it looks fabulous and perfect for her and for all 3 summers. Light medium to medium dark, average darkness in the overall appearance. That's a good place to aim because that's how your colors are set up. It's a soft white or light gray. It's like Dove or Pebble. It doesn't feel sharp. There's this soft gray wash in with the color pigment. And if you think about the color pigment, well, it's cool. It's not obviously yellow. You're not feeling French vanilla ice cream here. And it's not orange or gold. You don't have a sense of coffee with cream or parchment colors in with this gray. It's a long way from pure white. Does not look icy at all. And that's important for the lightness edge of all the colors for summers, whether it's green, whether it's pink, whether it's blue. These are pastels, and that means that you don't want to go too light. That soft gray coming through, it gives the colors this feeling of gentleness. This feels more like fog than aluminum, right? It does not feel like it would be cold. It's hazy, but it's not frosty. This is also a monochromatic look, meaning one color. Could be all blues, could be all greens. Looks so good when summer's dressed that way. This is a neutral color, and it looks incredibly sophisticated. The slight variations in color and texture, belt, shoes, suit, perfect, plenty. We see how they're different. We see why they're together. The colors here, they're not far apart, which is opposite to what Timothée showed us in the winter video. Who hasn't heard, you need a pop of color, you need to be brightened up. That is the last thing she needs. She is doing fine on her own. So much better to just work with what's there. And so brightening her up pops a color. Feels like interruptions, continuous interruptions in this very pleasant conversation to the point that everyone else, the quieter elements, the quieter colors, the summer colors, just fine. They bow out, they stop talking. You can win. Go ahead, bright color, take over. Then you step closer, and how nice that she's even prettier. The eyes are enhanced with soft silver taupes, similar to the natural tones in the hair. That looks fantastic. She has beautiful gray-blue pigment in her eyes. They are center stage in this appearance, as they should be. The cheeks and the lips healthy and blooming, and they're the supporting cast for the eyes. If they weren't there, if it was just eyes and no other details on the face, it's like an actor alone on the stage. Yeah, and they need the other parts to create a story, to make the relationship happen. This woman looks real, and you can believe in her. This is no fairy tale. This is a real woman that you can trust. Beautiful tone-on-tone texture in the print here. I'm just noticing that. It adds substance. So the look is grounded. It's not too floaty or flimsy, which would make a difference in a suit look, particularly a light-colored suit. Gives her strength without being so textured as to look rough or rugged. Prefer the one on the left. She looks fresh and she looks healthy. Her jacket Continues the cheek color in a way that's pretty with the eyes without getting in front of her eyes. Nothing should get in front of the eyes. Everything should be there to enhance them. Beautiful lip color as a deeper version of the jacket. That's a cool way to do monochromatic. The top's okay, the white top. It plays well against the texture of the jacket. Maybe a softer color closer to the suit we just saw would be better, but when a small area like this is showing, it's fine. Picture on the right. I would love to hear how many people prefer this version of Brooke. There is no right or wrong, right? What I see are clothes that are attention-getting in the way that you kind of wish they weren't there. There's no connection. They're kind of off on their own with no reason to be with this face. The yellow, I can't think about it, while the red and the black are there. She might have colors like that in her eyes, but how could we know? The red and the black grab our attention and won't let it go, and they kind of look aggressive. So start on the left, look at the whole picture. Notice how you can immediately look at the picture and see the woman and her clothes. You can see everything when you look at the face, and it feels good, it feels right. Now move your eyes over to the right. Well, now they got to choose. I can look at the woman or I can look at her clothes, but I'm not going to be able to look at the two together. So now there's pressure. Well, nobody likes pressure. Who needs it? So you feel this tension, but also if you look at the details, because you got to look at big picture and then you got to look at details. Her eye color has faded. The lip color, what do you think about that? To me, it looks rusty. It makes me think of ketchup. Not so much that they're too dark. They're not really much darker than the lips on the other side. But they have this warm kind of spicy effect. And the very matte formulation looks heavy and opaque. It loses that freshness. Super important summer hair color principle. Don't confuse dark color with soft color. Intense color is no more flattering in hair than anywhere else. And even less flattering if it's intense and warm at the same time. On the left, you can see all the colors and shapes in the eyes, in the bones, fresh, healthy skin. The hair she's wearing is her hair. On the left, it's too intensely pigmented. It's essentially the same color, but there's just more pigment, and it has exceeded the intensity of the woman's colors. So the eyes have drained their color next to this hair. The eyebrows can look a bit gray, but they're what's right in this picture, not this hair color. And the hair color is separate, or it's artificial because her natural colors can't find a home for it. So where are they going to go? They have to be apart, which gives this wig-like effect. Well, both of these colors may be a bit too warm because you can see the brows are cooler. But when the color is softened, as it is on the left, it's in the ballpark, again, with the brows and the eyes. Lipstick choice, that's a trend. I'm not someone who can ever see how no lips looks better on anybody. Just my opinion. Sure, makeup artists can create all these gorgeous no-color lips, but is that everybody? Is that all women? I prefer the lips on the left. And I think this is where Brooke's lips begin because you want a lip color to balance eyes, brows, and hair. And these do, but if she went a little bit deeper or she added a little bit of soft red or wine, that could be great too. One more on hair because you cannot talk about women's appearance and help them make great choices until you get around to the hair. But especially summers because the combination of colors is tricky. It's particular. It's cool. It is medium dark, and there is this softness. And this can be this picture here. This can be where a woman goes after she's had over-pigmented hair, over dark. Then she goes over to caramel or butterscotch, or someone said you need lighter hair as you get older. And once enough hair is involved and the entire head lightens, you lose the natural darkness, and that's not better. Blonde can be believable. It can be flattering. It can be gorgeous and competent and credible, whether it's natural or dyed on some summers. Most often those with some spring mixed in. It is not a very warm blonde because no summer is a very warm type of coloring. But sometimes it can work, and those summer-spring blends, that's called light summer. Emily Blunt is our third model today. Light and dark extremes of black and white. Of the two pictures, where's there more Emily? Not here, not on the left. The facial shapes and colors fade away. They've blurred. We can't see her very well. Even the hair can't stand up, and this is when women decide, I need brighter highlights. No, you don't. Brighter is not the answer with soft coloring. And who cares if your hair color works with your clothes if neither one of them work with you? The answer is change your clothes. And then on the right, the woman reappears. She's more available to us. She's not standing behind a veil, not standing behind a screen where you can't make things out. Her body looks strong and present under her face. Compared with that too bright white, it's actually hard to go back and look at the white. It's uncomfortable feeling. Just move your eyes back to the white. See how long they want to stay there. Good gray. It has some blue in it. Summer grays have noticeable color. So if someone asked you, what's the color in that gray? You'd know. You'd say, oh, it's blue. It's like pigeon or seagull blue-gray. Textile's a bit industrial in a good way. It gives strength and substance, like the texture in that first suit we saw. It's not essential. Lightness of textile, like sheer and cotton, that looks great with light, soft colors, which is essentially what summer is. But texture is a nice way to make for tone-on-tone blue. So we're going from light blue to dark blue, so it's a gentle contrast range. On the left, if I asked you, tell me what you see, you might say, I see the white, the black, and the eyeliner. That's what I see. It wouldn't cross my mind to mention eyes or lips because they're not doing anything. I barely register them. And then on the right, well, now this makeup is doing something. These eyes and lips are fantastic. And even some distance from the face, because she has this lower neckline in this dress, color matters because people see us as a whole. They don't see us in parts. We're not stuck together like a collage. Same comments as the previous white, plus crayon colored lips. Okay, on a red carpet, fine for a 20-something, but the elegant, sophisticated, discerning woman, she's on the right. The hair color could be quite okay, but it doesn't stand a chance next to the white. So summers, don't let anybody change your hair color until you see it with the right clothes and the right makeup. On the right, great for your attention's not divided. You can instantly see all the parts as a whole and you understand what you're looking at. I try it on the left. How long does it take for your eyes to settle? Mine take about 6 seconds because they have to go over every little part separately. And I've only just now noticed the shoes. On the right, the print, it's not distracting. It's not strange with the woman. Neither are the colors, nor the shapes, nor the sizes. And the cape is gorgeous. It's a soft navy. Soft is not dark, right? This is not ink. It's more like denim. Up close, tell me what you see. On the left, I see the lips and the yellow serpentine. They're happy together, but nobody asked her colors what makes them happy. And then on the right, what happens? Her eyes come back, and it is an instant refresh for her complexion, which now looks moist and it looks plump, younger. Hair color looks about real. It shapes the top of the head. The better defined hairline creates a slimmer, more shapely face. Could be the same hair color. Maybe it's just wet or it has product in it, but darkening it a little bit actually looks better. The clothing shapes the face from the cheekbones down, compared with that other face where you don't see a jawline or a chin. You see the slender symmetry of the sides of the face. Better on the right. Good brows too, because they're doing something. On the right, well, I would meet her at a party and I would expect she's got it together because she looks together. Fantastic blush, rose petals, not too light, not too candy, just blooming from within, beautiful with the lipstick. And then her eyes and her eye makeup above that blush, it takes your breath away. She looks at peace. She looks strong. The woman on the left, what would I think if I met her? She looks like she's hoping, letting someone else define her. Let's leave it at that. And then what happened was I ran out of pictures. I struggled a lot with this video. I looked through hundreds and hundreds of pictures trying to find images of beautiful summer type people wearing their clothes beautifully. I couldn't do it with one celebrity. I couldn't even do it with 3 or 4. Well, by now I'm getting anxious because I want to find 3 or 4 beautiful pictures so that I can show you my favorites at the end of the video, which is the part that I like the best. Well, spoiler alert, we don't have any favorites today. I don't like to find the faults. I don't want to focus on the negative unless I can show you the positive at the same time so that we can learn and grow towards something. And here we have people with no financial limits. And I ask myself, why doesn't this exist? Why is this so hard? So let's talk about it. No wonder this is hard for summer-colored people, especially women who have to figure out not just clothing, but cosmetics and hair color. Where are the role models? Where are the role models for these celebrities? Because they can't see themselves any better than the rest of us. Might actually be a little bit harder for them. I think the best content on this channel may come in the comments, the emails, the conversations that come in after the videos. And recently a couple of readers pointed out that women are taught to dress in a lighthearted way, ready for fun, ready to play, ready to party. This is what gets the nod of social approval. Men are taught to dress as leaders, to look serious and be taken seriously. Well, since I read that, I think it's all I can think about. We all understand that there's a double standard when it comes to men's and women's appearances, but I think this is the first time I have heard it put into words so well. How many times have a woman's skills been underestimated? Don't have to answer that. We all know that it's a lot all the time, every day. But in the interest of fixing things, we also got to face up to what is really going on here. Are we contributing in some way? Are we doing anything about the very thing we're complaining about, or are we kind of just complaining? Of course it's historical. Of course it's society. But are we also playing into this in some way by the choices we're making? And maybe the better way to look at this is that we could make different choices. If we knew where to get better information, where could we look for other ways of presenting ourselves? Because unless we know where to find this information, well, we're just going to do what we see celebrities do because it works on screens. What if we switched for a week? What if all the women watching this week went out dressed as leaders, and the men went out dressed a little bit dolled up? You think that would change a few power dynamics? I do. In the world around us and also in our own heads. Now, this is just my opinion, and you are most welcome to your own, and I would love to hear what it is. Solutions start with open-minded conversations. So please leave comments and tell me how this all sounds and looks through your eyes. And in the meantime, let's look at a few pictures and I'll show you what I mean. This loveliness that you're looking at, this is what summer colors in people, in clothes, and in makeup specialize in. The dreamy beauty that this coloring does better than any other, and better by a lot, but it's also easy to get in its way. It just is not going to insist on the spotlight. This is a soft voice in a louder world. What are we looking at? Stunning grade pinks. I do not see this as childlike in the slightest. Two kinds of shine, both soft and diffuse, and contrasting each other gorgeously. Is that a word? Without either one being extreme. On the right, opposite situation. The woman appears strained to keep up, and the clothing, it looks like armor that was lowered onto her. Even the expression's a bit aggressive, like she's ready to go into battle. It's amazing how quickly the dreamy can go away. Like a dimmer switch just gets turned down. The body appears large and dark relative to the head because you can't see the proportions or the shapes with the darkness too pronounced. In our awareness, what's it going to do? It expands. Your mind doesn't have enough information to know what it's looking at, so it kind of makes something up from the general information it has, and it makes wrong assumptions about the shape. Her clothes are enhancing her. They're not competing with her. She looks at ease. She looks relaxed. I love this soft fringe of eyelashes, probably a gray mascara, not a black one. Same with eyeliner, and it's lovely. Just in keeping with who she is and what she's wearing. Curved lines of the collar, repeat the curved lines in the lips and her nose. It's like her clothing knows her, and I think that looks amazing. Wearing your colors, it's like always standing in your best light. And here, the intense darkness of the black and the hair bleached too near white, it forces the whites in the natural colors to look sharp. What's good is that the lighter hair is not warm. It's not yellow at the same time. And so it's allowing her blue eyes to be a nice shade of blue. Keep your natural hair color and put in a few threads of filaments of this silvery beige. Would look like sunlight coming through leaves. Brows would integrate with the face more smoothly. Here they look a bit severe. On the left, this was Kate Winslet's dress for the 2009 Oscars. She looks beautiful. This color is somewhere between charcoal and pewter, and the parts belong together, like she knows what she's doing. The black bits is not ideal, but they're not enough to change the overall. It's like an off color in a print. Okay, fine. If it makes pretty good sense, as it does here with the coolness and darkness of the gray, why not? She looks like herself. She looks like the real Kate. On the right, where is there more Kate? Not here. When you disappear is not when you've made it. That's just what women have been taught to do. The black looks very dark, but Kate's type of summer, maybe she's a soft summer, and she's got a pretty good tolerance for darkness. It seems like more than Emily Blunt's type of summer seemed to have. But expensive clothes and a tough expression, that's not leadership. Leadership is the opposite, really. My opinion, it is about excellence at relationships and managing ourselves within them. There's all kinds of ways to lead, and when it comes to relationships and impulse control, summers have got a lot of natural gifts. And some folks may prefer this look on the right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It isn't. You like what you like, and it's everybody's job to make space for all the opinions. I would just ask you to tell me why. What is it that speaks to you? Picture it, though, on your daughter, your friend, your mom, in the world we actually operate in, not standing on a red carpet, because who do you know that's ever stood on one? I flip them around so our eyes would have a different way of looking and see if they come to the same decision. Mine do. On the left, the skin is pale and powdery. And I mean, the look on the left, that could be great for a movie or a party or a woman who's naturally pale. That certainly exists. But Kate's color paid too high a price to carry it because her eyes have drained color. Look at the two sets of eyes. And the eyebrows, they do have a Hollywood effect that's kind of interesting, maybe a little harsh, but I find the brows on the right more sublime, more belonging with the face, and more enhancing of the eyes and the bone structure. And Kate is always beautiful. We know this, but here on the left, she's created a persona to go with colors that are not natural to her. On the right, we're meeting the real Kate, her natural, lovely self. The woman on the right, if I didn't know her, I think she looks like an adult. Her hair looks real. Her lip color is grown up. And the brows are magnificent, and they connect with the natural hair color. Skin is healthy and warm. I think on the right, she looks absolutely beautiful. What works in movies and on screens doesn't always translate well in real life. It doesn't say the same thing. Standing right beside you, the effects can look too exaggerated. What I love about color is it's democratic. This works for everybody. Bring in your A game in 2020, 2022, actually, means showing up as yourself, not being forced into type A appearances any more than type A work or life habits, unless those come naturally to you. There are many ways to lead and succeed, and great relationships start when you let people give what they have to give rather than asking for what they don't, and then letting them give it. Makes relationships work better, and it makes appearance work better. And appearance is all about relationships, your colors together, your clothes with you, and what they are saying to other people. I talk about color as a kind of silent communication, and it is that, but it goes deeper than that. It's a kind of networking. In those last pictures with Kate, did she need to do any talking? No. You know who you're looking at, you know who you would rather meet, and you know who you would like to have a relationship with in your life. I wanted to show you wavy lines in jewelry. I wanted to show you drifting prints. But just because I couldn't find the images doesn't mean they don't exist. The first part of finding what's right for you is knowing what you're looking for. And so you'll find directories for the analysts in our community, both on my website and Chrysalis Color. Links in the description box who can get you started on which of the 12 groups of natural coloring yours belong to. You'll also find links to the Pinterest boards so that you can see what these colors look like when you're in a store or on a website. And when you see all the items together, you can see why it is that they are grouped together. And also on my website, once you know your group of natural colors, you can buy sample sets of the cosmetics. So samples of all the lipstick, lip glosses, blush, and eyeshadow colors for your season to try them out. As always, thanks for being here. I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye-bye.